Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the TWSBI VAC700R, which is what I feel is one of the best bang for the buck vacuum fillers out there in the fountain pen world. So this is the pen. When you buy this pen, you can actually buy it in, I believe, this version, which is in plain demonstrator finish and with a black piston at the end. You can also buy the iris version, which has kind of rainbow-like colors all over the place. That pen is slightly more expensive than this one that we're going to be looking at. In terms of retail price, you can get this for about 65 US dollars or less than 90 Singapore dollars. So before we go into the pen, what the box contains is a TWSBI manual in terms of how you actually use a vacuum filler. And I always feel that TWSBI instructions are fantastic, especially for people who are new to the fountain pen hobby. You get a hard case within the cardboard box, and behind all this packaging in the hard case, there's actually a little bottle of silicone grease and a wrench, and also some O-rings to replace the O-rings that are existing on the pen. To be noted that the wrench that they provide is actually a metal one compared to the Ecos, which come with a plastic, red color plastic wrench. So I'm gonna keep everything away and let's look at the pen. So very quickly you get the finial, which has the type of finial which is similar to the 580, where you get a transparent cover showing the TWSBI logo. You get this ring down here, and you notice that the clip is actually kind of embedded within the ring, so it won't move and slide left and right. In my case, as I mentioned, mine is just a plain demonstrator version. And my clip has this very rough kind of finish down here. In terms of tightness of the clip, it's adequately tight. And then you get the TWSBI, the center band, which says TWSBI VAC700R and Taiwan. So opening up the cap, you get the back of the pen, which has that kind of the diamond-like design again. You can actually obviously unscrew the cap very carefully since this pen is inked up, and that's how you operate the piston mechanism to kind of draw operate the vacuum filler. So you can see I've inked it up with some blue ink, which is Waterman Mysterious Blue, and that's how the ink looks like in the ink chamber. Capacity of the ink chamber is roughly 2.5 milliliters. In terms of the dimensions of the pen, while we are at it, the total length of the pen uncapped is about 13.3 centimeters, and the center part of this section down here is about slightly over 10 millimeters, which to me represents a pretty comfortable section. So looking at going up from the observation of how the pen is constructed, you get this drop-off, which is sometimes a point of contention for people who are considering to buy this pen, whether or not this drop-off is too sharp. And the reason why there's a drop-off is because of the piston mechanism, where how a vacuum filler works is that you get a consistent width of in the barrel, and then that little kind of bigger area down here is where the vacuum gets broken when you're doing the filling. That's the reason why you have this little bulbous area down here. And like I mentioned, some people might find that the drop-off gets too steep when moving from here to here. I don't have a problem because I would naturally hold the section down here. For people who like to hold the pen further back, up to here, they might have issues with this section being uncomfortable to write while holding. But like I said, I don't have a problem with that. At the end of the section, you get a little ring down here, and then you get the actual nib. So this is a number 6 Jowo nib, which can be unscrewed, and it's actually made to TWSBI's specifications, right? So this is not a standard number 6 Jowo nib. You can't take one a standard one and plug it in here, because the Jowo nib is slightly more pressed in or on the sides, right? The TWSBI nib is slightly more pressed in. If you get a standard Jowo nib, it's a little bit flatter in profile, right? You get the feed, pretty normal plastic feed. In terms of nib choices for this pen, you can get it in extra fine, fine, medium, broad, and 1.1 stub, I believe. So I'm going to bring out some paper to do a little bit of writing. Incidentally, this pen that I bought it in the I bought it in the extra fine. So this is the TWSBI VAC700R and in EF, and the ink is Waterman Mysterious Blue. And straight off, in terms of wetness, it's definitely wet enough, right? In terms of actual writing, in terms of comparison with the pen which I reviewed last week, which was the pen BBS 456, this is definitely a wetter nib, even though it's extra fine compared to that one, which was a fine. So the nib it's not the smoothest in the world, which I don't mind at all, right? So I mean, it has that feedback which to me is kind of necessary for my type of writing. I mean, I kind of don't like nibs that are extra smooth. So this nib is definitely smooth enough, right? It has the smoothness, but it has a decent amount of feedback, and that could be because of the fact that mine is an extra fine. I believe if you got the fine or the medium or the broad and anything other than that, I mean, you would probably get a much smoother writing experience. But for me, my preference is actually to get this pen in extra fine for the fact that you can actually, I mean, my handwriting isn't the biggest for one, right? And you can get a fairly decent thin line out of this pen. In terms of pressing the pen, I mean, pressing a little bit harder to get a bit of line variation, you can do it, right? But you know, by no means is this a flex nib in any way, right? So closing thoughts about the TWSBI VAC700. This pen actually concludes my series of vacuum filler, which I've been reviewing on the channel. Probably will not get another vacuum filler in the future. However, I will be comparing this TWSBI with other vacuum fillers that I have featured on the channel, and I'll give you my thoughts in terms of where it stands in terms of all the various vacuum fillers out there. So quick video today. Look forward to that comparison video coming up shortly. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.